about to say shit. I wouldn't even know where to look for that. But I guess now you told me
All
something
right,
about it.
going live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Supports Esports Podcast. I'm your host, William, and with me today I have Brock,
Hello.
who is the champion of the
Yeah, he is.
LCK region.
Yeah, he is.
You've ruined it. You've ruined my streak. I am so you see how upset I am? I'm just so upset.
Yep. This has nothing to do with the fact that Will just woke up.
No, not at all. I legitimately, as you can see Sandy right there. And if you can see her. And then, so I was like, she came in my room and she wanted, like, a little, I was eating these things from Nature Box, or the little shortbread cookies, so I gave her one, and she was happy. And then she wanted to be pet, and I didn't really want to pet her while I was on the computer. So I was like, yeah, let's just go over to my bed. And then, like, I lay down, and then, like, she cuddled up, like, right next to me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a little nap. And then, next thing I know, it's 10:10. Around that. Like, oh,
Yep.
I have a podcast to do. Luckily for me, this podcast wasn't going to take long either way.
Nope. Where is it?
Okay, match. I don't even have the match history up because I'm so professional. But yeah, I was actually even late to work today because I slept in, so you'd think I wouldn't be
Good
tired.
day all around.
Yeah, not so much. Alright, so let's pull this up. This is going to be so interesting of a podcast. This is going to be like the 10-minute podcast. All right. Well, game number 1 was a pretty good game, I thought.
Yeah, this one actually, of the three, was not a bad game.
This was the one with Jarvan into Elise, right? Or is that the game number 3?
This is Tarzan lol. This is Olaf into Rexa.
Thank you. I was like, that doesn't look right. There we go. There we go. Okay, yes. So, this was when Griffin pulled out some spicy picks on the bot lane. They pulled out the Talia ADC and the Pantheon support. And honestly, I thought it looked better than what the score shows. I thought it was pretty dominant at the beginning of the game. It wasn't dominant enough though. you know,
Yeah.
It's supposed to bring you early game pressure. I thought Chovy had a very solid game on the Akali. I thought for as much flame as he was getting, we'll talk about it in a second. I thought that he played very well in this first game. I mean, he went 3-0-1. His Akali is so good. Faker also had a very good game at 5-1-4. And pretty much for this whole game, Griffin was winning.
Yep.
And then they threw at Baron.
Yep.
I didn't like Lahan's. I did not like his Pantheon ults whatsoever. I noticed it even before Papa Smithy brought it up at one point that he's ulting like a support player, not a carry.
Yeah.
Anytime he ulted on Pantheon, he was ulting where they were at that moment, not where they were going to be within 3 seconds. Which is kind of what you have to do since it takes forever to jump down.
It takes so long to jump down. Imagine if you could do what Pantheons are, what you could do with Tom K.
Yeah.
And just react.
God, that'd be disgusting. I feel like every time I see Pantheon and every time I play Pantheon, there is a very distinct difference in the amount of time it takes to jump. I'm just saying. It might just be personal bias, but I feel like because I like playing Pantheon, I like simple champions. I'm sorry, hate me, but I don't play it too often, but I used to play it quite a bit. I think I'm level 5 Pantheon on my main, but yeah, I feel like the ult takes like 30 years when you are the Pantheon, where when you're facing Pantheon, it's like, oh, there's a red circle, you're dead, and it's all about if he's seen, right? When you're
I think there's a vision thing.
Yes.
I think if he ults out of vision, you don't see it until he's dropped.
Yeah, you don't see it for until 1 second or something like that. Where if he ults in vision, you get the whole 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I think it's 3 seconds. Either way, it's a very long time. And Lahan's was ulting right where they were immediately, and that's not how you do it. You gotta there was definitely some choke points where Griffin could have capitalized a lot better, I thought, if he would have had better ults. But they didn't, though, and because of that, SKT took a win. Technically, we're in a goal deficit. I don't know how that works necessarily, because I think this might be a glitch on the graph, which we've seen before, where SKT's up by 500 gold and then get 5 kills from one and go down 1,000 gold because of it. Like 1,000 gold swap in the negative makes no sense to me. But sometimes the gold graphs don't work. But yeah. This was a pretty decent throw by Griffin, but they were in this game, and it was a good game to watch. I was excited to watch this series after the first game. No, not game number 2.
Nope.
Game number 2, complete blowout. Chovy got wrecked on the Lissandra to Faker Azir, which I'm sure you were thrilled about.
Never been so happy.
Jarvan crushed the Olaf. Okay. Khan crushed the sword on Hecarim. And Teddy was there. I mean, not the flame Teddy, because Teddy won MVP of this thing, but like he went 1-0-6, and Viper had a 1-1 game. It wasn't like they lost hard on the bot lane. It was one of those games where you went even against a Lucian Galio. That's pretty good lane to go even against, And then the rest of your team fed their asses off.
Yep. Classic solo queue.
It was not pretty in that sense. So yeah, this was just a complete blowout for SKT, as you can tell. 29-minute win, 9k gold lead. Griffin had 2 kills and a Rift Herald until the very last fight, so you can't. It was Braum killing Galio, so you really can't count that. So it was really just 2 kills and a Rift Herald for the first 29 minutes for the entire game, pretty much. You're not gonna win many games like that. So
yeah, that drafting was tough because I mean they literally drafted losing lanes everywhere.
Hecarim into Akali's a losing lane.
I feel like it is because Akali shrouds when Hecarim goes to go in.
That's a good
So
point.
she can wait out his E timer.
That's a good point. I don't necessarily find Lissandra a losing lane to Azir early, but
Well, the only thing with I was about to say Lazier. That's
Azir, new champion.
Lissandra Azir lane is Lissandra's like I said about the Swain, which Swain more so is a counter than Azir is, but with the Lissandra is she's so choreographed on what's going to happen. But when Azir's poking you, that's along with the slow from the Q, it's hard to get away from.
I hate
And whenever
Azir.
she goes in with her E, Azir can essentially just take his. So now they've pretty much just swapped lanes, and Azir can continue to poke. So it's not so much a losing lane for Lissandra; it's more of a skill matchup.
Which
And
Lissandra
then-
doesn't want anyway. Lissandra
Yeah.
wants to win lane. And
Yeah,
Azir
and
doesn't care. Azir just wants to go late game. So if you're losing it, it's way worse.
Yeah, exactly. Like God damn it! I almost said Lazier again.
It's a new
Uh,
champion, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, it's coming out next week. Yeah, Azir wants to go even, and it could because if Azir goes even, your team loses.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, that's just exactly. Azir is so good when he's either even or ahead, like early game. It's over. He can
Yeah.
just has so much range on you.
Yep.
He can kite for days. So Griffin, we're like, okay, mental boom. Okay, maybe not. Maybe they'll come back. You never know.
It is Griffin.
It is Griffin. And then we're just like, oh, what's that? Game number 3, they got blown out again.
Draft that same bot lane.
Yeah, draft the bot lane. They didn't work the first game. Let's try it again into Ezreal. It didn't work at all this time. This time it was way worse. At least in the first game, it kind of worked. I thought, in my opinion, It just didn't gain enough steam. It gained a little bit of steam. It just didn't gain enough for what it needed to be doing. This game, it didn't gain any steam. It got beat from the very beginning, and Khan crushed it on the Riven. I'm sorry I sound so disappointed because I was looking forward to so much hype. This is what I expected the Team Liquid TSM series to look like. Is what I was expecting this one. Sorry, I said that wrong. Is what TM or TL versus TSM was like. Is what I was expecting. SKT versus Griffin.
Yeah.
And we got nothing. It was like the worst. It's like, oh,
Really
cool.
anything.
SKT won. That was, it was what, like 30 minutes, and then like 35, but the 35-minute game at least was close. So
Yep.
like it was like an hour and 30 minutes of my time because I didn't watch it live. Oh, okay, that was the whole series, I guess.
Yeah.
Guess,
Like whenever we did these predictions, I just wanted to meme, and I was gonna be like SKT
It's
3-0,
like kind of like
you
our
know?
NA one.
Yeah, I was like, SKT's easily gonna beat Griffin, but it's like you have to give so much respect to Griffin that's not gonna, and it definitely happened.
Yeah, that was bad.
Like, yeah, this literally looked like how Griffin played other teams.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where, and it makes me mad because my quote unquote prophecy or whatever that I was saying, how all the top teams, they'll totally be fine. Even though Griffin had definitely the hardest fight, I would say, compared to like Team Liquid and G2.
Yeah,
But like still, they didn't show up at all. Like not even close. Like it would have been different if they won at least one game. You go, okay, that's fine. They didn't win even. They looked like what people were hyping Team Liquid and like G2 and Griffin. People were correct in this one in saying that their slump at the end of the year was for real type deal.
yeah, it's so crazy how much different the playoffs were than what we expected. Because I never would have expected this from SKT and Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
And like the way Liquid played against TSM, my 3-0 pick for TSM, that was clearly for our bet and biased
No.
and biased against Liquid. But yeah, like the first two games, I, even the third game, it's like this clearly doesn't look like Liquid.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird how like these teams just didn't show up. Liquid brought it back, so I can't say Liquid didn't show up, but like these three games and then the three games in the Liquid series were just so different from how they've been playing. I don't know. It's so
The
weird.
funny thing is, the one that I was worried about the most because of the injury, so I should have been worried about the most, I thought, in my opinion, with G2.
Oh yeah, Mickey X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No need to worry there, I guess.
Did not
G2
have
looks
to
terrifying. Like, I have them at the moment. I'm hating on GDG just because I'm an IG fanboy, and I've hated on GDG all playoffs. But if JDG wins, I think G2 is the second best team in the tournament at MSI.
Yeah, that's gonna be terrifying.
Which is weird to me because if JDG wins, I think that Team Liquid has a chance to be the third best team at MSI, which sounds even weirder. I think they'd be pretty equal. I think they're pretty equal at JDG personally. But if IG wins, which I expect to happen, then Team Liquid is a solid fourth place.
Yeah. Who you have? Who do you have first?
IG.
IG. So you have Liquid over SKT.
No.
Oh wait, I thought you said G2 second, IG first, Liquid
If G2 second, if IG doesn't make it, because IG's not
Oh.
not 100% yet. They have to beat
third.
JDG.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah. So
Hey,
I,
to be
at the
fair-
moment, who's actually made it? SKT, G2, Team Liquid, winner of Flash Wolves versus Mad, and then like the rest. And honestly, the LMS, we've watched it all. The talent gap is pretty big this year. Even like usually Flash Wolves, if people were like, oh, Flash Wolves is back, it's a much weaker Flash Wolves team than before because they don't have Sword Art or Maple on that team. Or Mad. If Mad comes, Mad is the same team that went 0-6 in Team Liquid's world bracket. Same team. Except for they changed ADC, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, pretty much same team in general.
Yeah. That is an injured looking Flash.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely you. If you're watching from an NA or even LCK perspective, you shouldn't have to worry about LMS this year. Let me just say that. You really shouldn't. And then obviously, I don't know enough about the minor regions. I can't wait for next split when I actually look into those as well. But yeah, I think it's a four-team race. If IG makes it, I'm pretty sure it's a two-team race. Sorry, EU fans. I think IG is just a disgustingly big matchup into G2 specifically, because IG plays the exact same way as G2, where they just play hyper aggressive, dumb plays all the time, but they work because they're just so mechanically gifted. And I think IG is better at all 5 positions by a decent amount. Personally.
Tell you what,
Personally.
I think that Caps versus Faker, like, I would love to see Caps versus Faker.
You're gonna see it. They're already locked
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I cannot.
Yeah, I'm excited for MSI.
I'm actually, as someone who doesn't like Liquid, I'm actually very excited to see Liquid versus SKT.
SKT?
Like,
I'm not excited to
yeah.
see that. It's a Liquid
Yeah,
fan.
Well, I actually think
well,
like Liquid definitely has a chance because their playstyles are a lot similar. So it's going to come down to. I personally think it's going to come down to Xsmithy
yeah. Did you see
and the pressure he put.
we're playing at 9.7, right? I
I
believe for
think so.
MSI. There's a lot of tank buffs in there, and
Yeah.
I know I'm NA fanboy here, and I'm not personally saying it's like, oh, Team Liquid, they have the best tank top laner of the 4 teams that I assume are going to qualify. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly how Zoom plays on top lane tanks, but Zoom's been playing out of his mind for JDG. But like the Shy is a carry, but then they have Duke for that, so IG's fine either way. But Khan is
That's the
really
guy.
bad on tanks, by the way.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Khan is very
Terrible.
bad. So
It's not good.
if tanks are like the meta, like that could be a struggle for SKT per se.
Eh,
I'm not going on a limb saying, oh, Team Liquid's going to win. No, I still think SKT has enough talent across the board to beat them anyway. But I think that Khan and Wonder also, they're all Khan, Wonder, and the Shy. Think about that. They're all going to destroy Impact if it's not a tank meta. But if it is a tank meta, he's got a
Yeah.
shot, in my opinion. But that's MSI.
Oh, he definitely does.
Let's emphasize. Let's get slightly on track. We're already almost done with the podcast already. It's only 17 minutes, I know. But
That's why
but
we're
there's only one series to talk about. The only thing I want to talk about after that, relegation started today, and we won't go over these too much. I just wanted to bring them up because we're not gonna be doing another LCK podcast, even though I know relegations will be going on. We'll make predictions, but there won't be a podcast about it. But Jinair and KT, man, both went 2-0 today against VSG and ES Sharks. I don't know anything about the Korean like challenger series like this. They just have a shark on their thing, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't want to see Jinair ever again until they change up their roster. I'm okay with KT coming back. I'm totally fine. I feel like something just went wrong, one of those kind of like 100 Thieves, where just they have the talent, something just went wrong. The split. That's how I kind of see KT. Jinair, I don't think they really have the talent outside of Grace and a little bit of Linderong, but outside of that, not much there. Siege is okay, but Morang, not too much. I don't like him as a jungler as long as Siege stays. But either way, Jinair finished 2-0 against the ES Sharks, and KT finished 2-0 against VSG, which means now KT versus Jinair will face each other. Winner gets to stay, so for sure one of them is coming back this year. And then VSG versus ES Sharks are going to face each other. Brock, prediction. We know nothing about these two teams.
Whoever's playing against Jin Air is going to win.
They're not playing against Jinair. They're playing against each other. VSG versus ES Sharks.
Oh God, I'm going for the Sharks.
This means literally nothing. But
Yeah, we're
yeah,
going for the Sharks.
you're already you're going ES Sharks 2-1, 2-0.
2-0.
2-0, okay. I'm going to disagree with you because the Sharks lost to Jinair. I'm like, no team should be able to lose to Jinair. VSG 2-0 over the Sharks. Even though I think the Sharks have the coolest logo of
That's why I'm going.
the group. VSG is just very boring, it looks like. And then, Brock, who wins between KT and Jinair?
KT.
KT, okay. I forgot I should probably put that one in there. So I also have KT winning 2-0 because I I've seen them play against Jenner, and I'm assuming you're 2-0 as well.
Yep.
So then we're just gonna do it. We're not gonna do the ifs because whatever. Because these literally mean nothing. These are for fun. I mean, they're all for fun at the end of the day if you think about it. But these literally are for fun. We know nothing about these two teams outside of recaps from today. uh, VSG for you. VSG versus Jenner. No, you had Sharks. ES versus Jenner. I have
Uh,
VSG beating Jenner 2-1. Just because I don't want to see Jenner. That's literally the only reason.
I've also got Jenner losing.
You have ES after getting 2-0 to Jenner. They're coming back and gonna
They're
beat
coming
him.
back.
By
Coming back
what?
strong.
2-1, 2-0.
2-1.
There we go, man. So you're hoping the Sharks. I'm hoping VSG. We just don't want to see Jenner back. They've showed no promise whatsoever this year. It's not that they just lost and it's like, oh shucks, they lost type thing. They showed zero. They rolled over and died every game. It felt 90% of the games. Which, as someone who watches every game, I don't want to watch that. I just literally be like, okay, here's another Jenner game. Okay, look at that, they're getting destroyed, and then they doing nothing to stop it. Like they're not even giving it a chance. They're just like turtling. Okay, they lost. Cool. I don't want to see that again.
Lose now. I like how Jenner just completely foregoes the laning phase.
Yeah. They like they retreat from laning phase, and then there is no mid game, and then they lose.
Yep.
That's the strategy. But yeah, that will be our podcast, I guess. Only 22 minutes. Not bad. 22 minutes. We stretched it out a bit there. But yeah, that is all we have for LCK this year. I'm sure we'll bring up on a different podcast about these results from the relegations. But it won't be on LCK. It'll probably be on LPL since that'll be one of our last ones. Thank you guys for coming to watch. We have LMS tomorrow. We still have 2 LMS podcasts, 1 LEC podcast, and 1 LPL podcast, and that's all until MSI. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.